I want to tell you something that took me a long time to say out loud. I work in fashion. I've worked in fashion for over 15 years. I have a styling certificate. I've been on set for magazine shoots, music videos, runway shows. I literally dress people for a living. And for years, I didn't feel like myself in my own clothes. And that's actually a big part of why I'm here. And it's probably why you're here too. Hey, I'm Mynka. I'm a personal stylist, and this channel is where I talk about style, closets, identity, building a business, and honestly, designing a life that actually feels like mine. This is my first video. Woo! We made it to YouTube. So I want to introduce myself to you all, tell you who I am, why I do this work, and why I think it might actually matter to you. So a little bit about me. I got into styling in 2015. And, I got my fashion stylist certificate through a program called School of Style. And from there, I started doing what most new stylists do. I was interning, I was assisting, showing up to set, doing whatever needed to be done. That included like being on set for magazines, music videos, runway shows, and just running errands around the city of Los Angeles for lead stylists. So I'm steaming racks at 6 a.m., tracking down a specific shoe in a size 7 that does not exist anywhere in the city. That glamorous stuff that can be annoying. And while I loved parts of it, and I love fashion, I always have, but I was also working full-time jobs in the industry the whole time. So I've spent my corporate career on the apparel production side of things, and I'm still doing that to this day. So for years, I was doing both. Full-time job in fashion during the day, styling gigs on the side. I was fully in it. I was building something. But the entertainment side of styling, it really, really started to wear on me. It is a tough world. The personalities are difficult. There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of last minute chaos and a lot of situations where you work incredibly hard and feel completely invisible. And I just got to a point where I just asked myself, why am I doing this? What is this actually for? And I wasn't feeling like the work mattered. And that bothered me more than anything else. Fashion, glam, whatever, that bothered me. So the pivot for me in 2020, I made a decision that I was done with on-set fashion styling, and I wanted to move into personal styling. And honestly, it changed everything. So the first time I did a session with like a real woman, and when I say real, I mean not like a celebrity, not a character, just like an actual woman with a closet full of clothes and a career that she was proud of and a life that had changed around her, I understood why I got into this in the first place. I was excited about it again. She was so grateful, and not in a polite way, but like in a way that felt like something had actually shifted for her, like she could see herself more clearly. And that's the work that I want to do. That's the work that feels like it means something. So today, 2026, I work primarily with high achieving women in creative fields, women in fashion, marketing, media, design, photography, beauty, women who are really good at what they do and who have completely put themselves last when it comes to how they show up. I landed here because this is literally who I've worked with my entire career and because this is who I am. I am a creative professional who spent years dressing other people and forgot to figure out what she actually wanted to wear. Water break, a lot of talking. It sounds a little ironic, but I think it's actually why I understand it so well. When you're focused on your career, when you're building something, when you're showing up for everyone else, your own style becomes an afterthought. That's just like normal. And then one day you open your closet and nothing feels like you. And you don't even know what happened or when it happened. And that's what I help women untangle. So, this channel, here is what you can expect. So, I'm going to talk about closets. And I mean, I'm going to really talk about closets, not just the declutter your space. How can you best optimize? I mean, the psychology of why we hold on to clothes that don't fit our lives anymore, why a full closet can feel completely empty, why getting dressed can feel like an identity crisis on a Tuesday morning. I'm also going to talk about personal style, how to actually build it, not just buy more things, how to get dressed in a way that feels intentional without spending hours on it. And I also have a method that I use with my clients called the 10-minute outfit flow. So that's 4 steps that helps remove decision fatigue and gets you out the door feeling like yourself. And that'll be a whole separate video on that. And I'm going to use myself as the case study. So my own closet, my own outfits, my own style evolution, because I think that's more useful than anything else I can show you. I'll walk you through how I think, how I edit, how I get dressed, and the real process, not just the highlight reel. And I'll also share stories from my work and the clients that I work with, the patterns I see over and over, the things women tell me when we get into it, the moments that actually shift something. My styling practice is fully virtual, which means I work with women wherever they are. And honestly, the conversations we have are some of the most honest ones I've ever been a part of. I love my clients. And I'm going to be honest about where I am, just personally and professionally. So I'm building this business because I want to work for myself full time. I have a dream of eventually moving abroad. My sister and I, that's my girl, and we have been talking about moving abroad. So I'm building toward that. And this channel is a part of that. So if you're a woman who's good at her job and confused about her closet, you're in the right place. If you feel like your wardrobe belongs to an older version of you, you're in the right place. If you're in the middle of reinventing yourself and you don't know what the looks look like yet for you, same. You are in the right place. So I am Mynka. This is my channel, and I am really, really glad that you're here. So subscribe if this feels like your kind of content, and I'll see you in the next one.